the intended audience of this movie? Who is this for?
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
I'm gonna get into my review for Joker, but before I get started, hi, I'm Alexis, I review movies, and I have a question for you. Did you know this movie was a musical? Because I am seeing a huge response from people online who had no idea this was a musical and got into the theater and were completely shocked when the singing started. So let me know in the comments, did you know this movie was a musical? All right, let's talk about Joker Folie À Deux.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
The trial of the century.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. There's a monster.
Joker Folie À Deux is a sequel to 2019's Joker, and it takes place pretty shortly after the events of that movie. Arthur Fleck, aka Joker, is on trial for the crimes he committed in that first movie, and they're basically trying to decide whether he's competent to stand trial or whether an insanity plea will work. When he's going in for one of his psych evaluations, he meets Lee, aka Harley Quinn, played by Lady Gaga.
When I first saw Joker, when I saw you,
The whole world smiles with you.
for once in my life, I didn't feel so alone anymore.
Joker Folie À Deux is a gritty sequel to the first movie, a courtroom drama, a love story, and also a big Hollywood musical. And if that sounds like a weird combination, that's because it is. So let's start with the good things. This movie is beautifully shot, great cinematography, great score, and I do really like the performances from both Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. There's a little animated short that kicks off the movie that I really enjoyed, and I feel like some of the musical sequences have some really cool visuals in there that I appreciated. I also really appreciate that there are some genuinely bizarre choices in here. I mean, the very idea of making this a musical feels like a wild swing that I can get behind.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
How about you, Arthur? Do you still think you're a star?
Showtime.
But what's weird is that I really feel like I have no idea who the intended audience is for this. I also feel like this movie goes out of its way to criticize people who liked the first one, and that movie was one of the highest grossing R-rated movies of all time and made $1 billion. So to actively attack that audience is a wild move that I found fascinating. That's definitely one of the reasons why people hate this movie so much online right now, but for me, that was kind of a plus. I think the problem for me is that Joker Folie À Deux is a weird movie, but it's not weird in that like baffling, fascinating way that something like Megalopolis is weird. It's weird in a much more mainstream way. The craziest thing about it is that it's a musical. Other than that, it's pretty predictable, and the movie itself doesn't feel like it has much to say. It's more of a commentary on the audience of the first movie. So it's really not surprising to me that this movie is struggling to find an audience, because it's basically flipping the bird to the people who liked the first one, and the Gaga fans and people who are here for musicals like Wicked are probably not going to be into it either. Which begs the question, who is the intended audience of this movie? Who is this for?
The sun comes.
You're Joker.
Look around! Look at all these people! Bring on! I will no longer allow any of you so stop your sign to keep me down. Be happy again.
So overall, it's weird for me because I feel kind of meh about a movie that people have such strong opinions about. I didn't hate it. I think there are some redeeming qualities to it. There's some courtroom stuff that I liked. There's some musical sequences where they kind of unleash Gaga that I enjoyed. But overall, I just found it kind of basic. And that's a weird thing to feel for a movie that seems to be intending to be so strange. I don't know what the hell to think about this thing. People seem to be staunchly defending it or absolutely trashing it online. And I'm over here like, it was fine. You can read my full review of Joker Folie À Deux on trashwire.com, but let me know in the comments, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And why did you feel that way?
Ready for the judgment day.